And strike three.
Roger Clemens was one MLB player who was never far from trouble. From his infamous steroid case to his scandalous adultery, he always seemed to be in the spotlight for the chaos he created. William Roger Clemens is an American former professional baseball pitcher who played 24 seasons in Major League Baseball, mostly with the Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and New York Yankees. Known as one of the most dominant pitchers in history, he racked up 354 wins, a 3.12 ERA, and 4,672 strikeouts, the third most ever. An 11-time MLB All-Star and 2-time World Series champion, Clemens won 7 Cy Young Awards, more than any other pitcher. However, off the field, he was equally known for his scandals, which kept everyone talking. But before we tell you about his scandals, make sure to subscribe. In his book Juiced, Wild Times, Rampant Roids, Smash Hits and How Baseball Got Big Asterisk, Jose Canseco suggested that Roger Clemens had extensive knowledge about steroids and hinted that Clemens used them, pointing to his improved performance after leaving the Red Sox.
9-12 this year, 3.82 ERA. He's pitched 219 innings. He's walked 98, and he has 219 strikeouts.
Clemens didn't address these allegations directly, but responded with a dismissive attitude, saying, "I could care less about the rules," and joking about Canseco's situation. "I've talked to some friends of his, and I've teased them that when you're under house arrest and have ankle bracelets on, you have a lot of time to write a book." Adding to the controversy, Jason Grimsley named Clemens, along with Andy Pettitte, as users of performance-enhancing drugs. According to a 20-page search warrant affidavit signed by IRS Special Agent Jeff Nowitzki, Grimsley claimed he got amphetamines, anabolic steroids, and human growth hormone from someone recommended by former Yankees trainer Brian McNamee. McNamee was a personal strength coach for both Clemens and Pettitte, hired by Clemens in 1998. At the time of Grimsley's revelations, McNamee denied any knowledge of steroid use by Clemens and Pettitte. Despite early media reports, the affidavit did not specifically mention Clemens or Pettitte. This swirling storm of allegations and denials kept Clemens in the headlines, further complicating his legacy as one of baseball's greatest pitchers. The case went ahead and exploded into even more controversy. However, the controversy surrounding Clemens only intensified when his name was mentioned 82 times in the Mitchell Report on steroid use in baseball. In the report, Brian McNamee, Clemens's former trainer, stated that he injected Clemens with Winstrol during the 1998, 2000, and 2001 baseball seasons. Clemens's attorney, Rusty Hardin, strongly denied these claims, calling McNamee a troubled and unreliable witness who had changed his story multiple times to avoid criminal prosecution. Hardin also emphasized that Clemens had never tested positive for steroids. Former U.S. Senator George Mitchell, who prepared the report, stated that he had informed each athlete implicated in the report of the allegations against them and had given them a chance to respond before publishing his findings. On January 6, 2008, Clemens appeared on 60 Minutes to address the allegations. He told Mike Wallace that his long career in baseball was due to hard work and not illegal substances, denying all of McNamee's claims about injecting him with steroids, saying it never happened. The following day, Clemens filed a defamation lawsuit against McNamee, accusing the former trainer of lying under threat of prosecution. McNamee's attorneys argued that he was compelled to cooperate with federal officials, making his statements protected. A federal judge partially agreed, dismissing claims related to McNamee's statements to investigators on February 13, 2009, but allowing the case to proceed based on statements McNamee made to Andy Pettitte about Clemens. On February 13, 2008, Clemens appeared before a congressional committee alongside Brian McNamee. Under oath, Clemens swore that he never took steroids, never discussed human growth hormone with McNamee, never attended a party at Jose Canseco's where steroids were discussed, and was only injected with B12 and lidocaine. He also denied ever telling Pettitte that he had taken HGH. This directly contradicted Pettitte's testimony from February 4, 2008, where Pettitte claimed Clemens had told him that McNamee had injected him with HGH. Pettitte said that when he repeated this conversation to McNamee, McNamee reacted angrily, saying that Clemens shouldn't have done that. The case ended, but the controversy lived. The bipartisan House committee that Clemens appeared before found 7 apparent inconsistencies in his testimony. They recommended that the Justice Department investigate whether he had lied under oath about using performance-enhancing drugs. On February 27th, House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chairman Henry Waxman and Ranking Republican Tom Davis sent a letter to Attorney General Michael Mukasey suggesting that Clemens' claims of never using anabolic steroids or human growth hormone warranted further investigation. As a result of the Mitchell report, Clemens was asked to step down from hosting the Gift Nielsen Day of Golf for Kids charity tournament in Houston, which he had been involved with for 4 years. Additionally, his name was removed from the Houston-based Roger Clemens Institute for Sports Medicine, which was renamed the Memorial Hermann Sports Medicine Institute. In late 2008, Washington prosecutors showed renewed interest in the case, leading to the convening of a federal grand jury in January 2009 to investigate whether Clemens had committed perjury before Congress. On August 19, 2010, Clemens was indicted on charges of making false statements to Congress about his use of performance-enhancing drugs. The indictment included 1 count of obstruction of Congress, 3 counts of making false statements, and 2 counts of perjury related to his February 2008 testimony. His first trial began on July 13, 2011, but on the second day, the judge declared a mistrial due to prosecutorial misconduct. Prosecutors had shown the jury evidence that they were not supposed to. Clemens was retried, and on June 18, 2012, the verdict from his second trial cleared him of all 6 counts of lying to Congress. In January 2016, Clemens fell short once again of the votes needed for Hall of Fame induction. Former Major League star Roy Halladay tweeted, "No Clemens, no bonds," suggesting that no players who use performance-enhancing substances should be inducted. Clemens responded by accusing Halladay of using amphetamines during his career, adding another twist to the ongoing controversy. His adultery accusations sent shockwaves through the world. In April 2008, the New York Daily News reported on a possible long-term relationship between Clemens and country music singer Mindy McCready that began when she was 15 years old. Clemens' attorney Rusty Hardin denied the affair and also stated that Clemens would be bringing a defamation suit regarding this allegation. Clemens' attorney admitted that a relationship existed, but described McCready as a close family friend. He also stated that McCready had traveled on Clemens' personal jet and that Clemens' wife was aware of the relationship. However, when contacted by the Daily News, McCready said, "I cannot refute anything in the story." On November 17, 2008, McCready spoke in more detail to Inside Edition about her affair with Clemens, saying their relationship lasted for more than a decade and that it ended when Clemens refused to leave his wife to marry her. However, she denied that she was 15 years old when it began, saying that they met when she was 16 and the affair only became sexual several years later. In another soon-to-be-released sex tape by Vivid Entertainment, she claimed that the first time she had sex with him was when she was 21. A few days after the Daily News broke the story about the McCready relationship, they reported on another Clemens extramarital relationship, this time with Paulette Dean Daly, the now ex-wife of pro golfer John Daly. Daly declined to elaborate on the nature of her relationship with the pitcher, but did not deny that it was romantic and included financial support. There have been reports of Clemens having at least 3 other affairs with women. On April 29, 2008, the New York Post reported that Clemens had relationships with 2 or more women. One, a former bartender in Manhattan, refused to comment on the story, while another, a woman from Tampa, could not be located. On May 2nd of the same year, the Daily News reported a stripper in Detroit called a local radio station and said she had an affair with Clemens. He also gave tickets to baseball games, jewelry, and trips to women he was wooing. That is it for this one, but if you happen to like baseball legends, make sure to check out our latest video on our channel Baseball Icons. I'm sure you will love it.